Okay, so yeah, just a simple question about a type plan. Anyway, what is warrior mode? Basically, I'm just trying to get organized, make sure that the plan makes sense, start crushing it, work with people, just get a bunch of stuff done today. So I'm gonna make an attempt. I don't know how successful, but I'm gonna try to stream while doing this. And what I've noticed is streaming actually keeps you very accountable. Like once you set a mission and you set that mission for the stream, just the idea that someone might be watching keeps you more accountable. I use the analogy of if you're cleaning your room and no one's there, you may sweep stuff under the rug. But if you know, like, there might be some number of people watching, you're not going to sweep it under the rug. You do it the right way. So essentially, I think I'm going to try an experiment with using the stream essentially as a productivity hack. So we'll see how that goes today. And let's see if we can keep it up. It's the first time I'm doing something like this. All right, good. So, yeah. So, I'm currently slacking. So this is a Slack distraction, right? So I'm down a rabbit hole. Very important work, though. Good dude. Very smart. He's working on some complex stuff in the Jack language. And he's asking some questions, very good questions. Yep. So what's going wrong? What's going wrong at the moment? A lot of times I've noticed, for some reason, some of the folks that I work with, they'll kind of tell you stuff, but they won't really tell you the overarching problem. They're just like, this is a type, right? And then it's like, and I'm doing this thing. So, and then I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, tell me more. So you gotta just ask the question. Anyway, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna organize my Myca. Myca is a tool that I use. I use as much as I can because I get so in the zone and like in this creative zone. I find it difficult to get into organization zone when I'm in creative zone. So there'll be like a day or so that I won't keep my Myca accurate to life. But it's an awesome productivity tool. It's built entirely on Jiseki 1. So that was the first stack. That's the preamble to the Jack language. So this is a product built entirely on Jiseki 1 in the back end. There's no other code, just Jack files and a React front end. And so, success. He's like, he got it. So that's good. I still don't know what the original problem is, but he's figured it out. Anyway, this tool is like super, super useful. But it goes out of date, right? So I'll use Focus as a Dropbox. Like as things pop into my head, I'll drop it into Focus. This is my actual Focus, no preparation. This is I would call this out of date, right? Even though it's accurate with all the stuff that popped into my head in the Focus list, it's out of date. So Focus is really where you zoom in on the stuff you want to actually get done, either today or like next. And then Plan essentially functions as a backlog of everything going on in your world. I don't actually track my whole world in this. Like my family stuff isn't on here. But it's like all of my work stuff and my ambition stuff. So this is really like an ambition board that I don't have to keep things in my head. I also link stuff. I link to important directories that has other planning docs and other detailed docs. And I also link to my hyper personal, messy brain dump board where it's like I need to think. And I find that if I'm writing slides, I can think better. If you're writing anything, if you're in a spreadsheet and you're just documenting your thoughts and organizing it real time, you can think better. So I directly link out of this. This is like a table of contents to all my craziness. So anyway, it's way out of sync. So I'm gonna just live change it now. And then once I live change it and I get it accurate to the world, I'm gonna think about priorities, right? Like what really matters most, There's only so much time that I have and that anyone has. And there's so many cool things to do in the world that I find some of the hardest things is not becoming that kitten chasing the laser beam or chasing the ball of yarn. And so this is a tool that keeps me accountable so that I'm not new amazing ideas aren't popping in without me being able to put it inside of a system where I can see and be reasonable about, well, how does this new thing fit into what were the new things yesterday or the new things last week, last month. Anyway, so I got to get this accurate, and then I'm going to try to hit up my dude Pavi. And I want to do a deep dive. He's working on one or more technical aspects of the Jack language that's like super hard. And it's like, poor guy, he's soloing this really hard thing, and he's chugging along, and he's getting there. But I think a nice pair coding where he can kind of watch me think and do it. I think we should try to finish this thing hopefully this week. So we'll see. All right, something new in from the Slack. Some issue on await on disconnect. We got a deep dive await. So there's another buddy that's working on syntax like this, await. He's still on an old repo, a very old repo, because he's using the, a old branch that's not merged in main, but this await syntax, I guess, is broken. So we're gonna have to look at that. Alexi is so good and so fast. Like his branches get hella complex, really fast, without us periodically merging. So this is something that is kind of my fault because I'm not there frequently enough for him so that he can get those merges going. But he's kind of a fire. He's just got like these genius sparks and just codes for days nonstop. It's crazy. Anyway, all right. So that's all distraction. Oh, check. It's actually right here. Check Alexi's PR. Anyway, this needs to be organized. I usually don't like things free floating in my plan. I want to keep it all in groups. And then I'll cherry pick what I actually want to do. And then I'll stay in the focus view. And I'll keep this up all day, checking items off, watching it grow on the right. This is Myca Buddies coming in. This is going to be built in the new Jacklang that I'm building. So it's going to be, we're migrating to the new Jack that is being built now because it's strictly superior to the old stack. So there's some AI stuff. Like this is actually giving me a nice, good morning. It appears there are no tasks completed on the last login, which was yesterday. I was just doing stuff, but that's perfectly all right. Today we have a full agenda, including transferring BCS bank info, organizing a spec building session with Jamel and Alexi, and checking on Alexi's PR. We also need to sort out the expired token for the VS Code extension and add Forbes AI judge to your CV. So these are things, right? So cool. You have your regular rituals as well. So it's like this is going to get better. This is actually an experimental feature that's in the product. Oh, I see. You guys can't see that, which isn't a big deal. I kind of read it to you, so that's fine. But this is the whole experience of that. We'll take it further. Anyway, check Alexi's PR. So I'm just going to quick sort these things into groups. That's in Jacklang, make tweak to reference docs, Jacklang, organize a spec building session. This is impact mission, I guess. Nah, it's very strategic, but I'm going to put it in Jacklang. Hotness roadmap. Some of this is done. These are just notes. I really should make this a note, not a task. So hotness roadmap is a note, and notes have a very nice kind of, slightly different UI elements on notes. Hotness roadmap. I'm just going to dump all this stuff in Jacklang for now. Doc stuff. That's not specific enough. Let me I'll just abandon that one. All right. So we have these two decks. These really should be in impact mission. I'm going to move impact mission up because that should be the first thing. So this is like the bigger stuff, right? So it's like the activities that I'm doing, that's the big stuff. I'm going to create a new group called World Map, and I'll put those two documents in there. So it's just as kind of a map to my world, just to make that cleaner. So world map, VDEC. The V in VDEC stands for Vision Deck, but it really is just turned into a brain dump, crazy deck situation. GTM Opstrat. This is stale. Some of this stuff is stale. I don't really use this stuff. Okay. I got to do some stuff on that. So I was selected to be a judge for the top AI companies in Forbes this year. Again, I did it last year, and it was just rating like top companies. And then they publish this article. It's weird. They get free work basically from people. They give you the honor of being a judge, and then you do all this hard work to evaluate, like rank 50 of the top AI companies in the market. So I'm doing that again this year. That's due on March 7th. So I should start doing that. I'll also add that to my CV. Oh, yeah, I'm good there. So I'll add it to my CV, and I have to do it. I never did this thing. This is really old, because ModCon happened a long time ago. I was going to create a little blog article of my reaction to ModCon, but never did it. I think I'm going to put this in the backlog. I have a backlog for, I did do this. OBS. I figured out OBS. I'm on it right now. Let me just move this down to backlog. I'll try to get to it, I guess, still sometimes. Backlog is really where things go before they die. I let things die if it becomes too much. So I'll just put it in the backlog of the backlog. Remember, this is the backlog of the focus list, right? So, okay, so this is looking cleaner. So impact mission, good. I got my world map section, so I can easily get there. Some stuff to do there. I have these project decks. These are for technical, researchy type projects, which there's almost everything we're doing in Jack Lang and in the whole Joseki group is all research, essentially. But we're just building cool stuff that matters for actually building the products and the software of the future. So, all right. Okay, impact, that's good. Myca. I do have a couple things to do for Myca. Let me get it out of my head. Get to more intimately understand Ping's Myca body repo. All right. I need to do that. Yeah, that's good. All right. Now this is a hot mess. Let me think. This has a backlog too. Okay. All right. So these are fine actually. So basically only this one is relevant. I'm going to use this. So now I'm drilled. So that drill feature is actually super useful. So you can just drill in, and then you get to see a particular view of a world, and then this world now is contained, right? So for instance, if I drill into, let's say, impact mission, I can just have a full view of impact mission, and I can see my focus here. So you can really drill in and only focus on one area of your world that is represented by a group. All right, so let's just drill in here, and let's see what the heck I need to actually do. I gotta organize this. This is way too... Okay, these are vague tasks too, so I'm gonna check this off. I know that this is done. Spend some quality time on formatter. I'll do that later. I'll just abandon that for now. Hack. Too vague. Okay, check Alexi's PR, digits, yep, backlog, team, get Pi AST load pass, done. That's the thing with Pavi. So that's fine. Expand and improve parse errors. Never did that. IPython, haven't done that yet. Those were things that I figured the team should help with. But I think it's relevant here. Let me just pull these out because I don't like this team folder. I'm just going to delete this. By the way, if you want to delete something forever, we kind of made it a little difficult here because in addition to just helping you get stuff done, like this also logs every day what happens. So we thought it was important to be able to see what you've abandoned if you wanted to study yourself. And we have all these analytics. I actually use like 10% of this product. Like it's got all these crazy super features that others use, which includes this analytics that'll show you your performance in different categories. There's all kinds of ritual tracking and all kinds of stuff. You could see my ritual behavior. I mean, I use the tool every day. It's always up, but I never really like account for my ritual behavior. There's all these goal setting kind of features. Wow, I should revisit this goal, see how I'm doing. I don't even know how this maps to my current like plan, but I only use like 10% of the product. So just to get stuff done, but it's a hyper powerful 10%, and I can expand into using more of it at some point. All right, so let's finish. Organize spec building. Make tweak to reference docs. Check that looks PR started. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unfocus all of these because I'm going to reorganize my focus. Because all of these focuses would actually appear on my main page, which became overwhelming. So now there's less because I already unfocused a bunch of stuff, but because you should spend most of your time in the focus page, right? Like you should do this once a day, once every other day, like a scrub of your plan, your actual backlog. You should do like once a day at most, and probably once every other day is how I do it. Because your focus, it's just a quick check to the plan. You tag the focuses, and then you stay in focus, and you just knock stuff out and watch this grow. On the right, this completed task, this everything abandoned, this goal progress, you just watch this grow throughout the day. So focus and growth, and then you can check the plan to sync it with reality whenever, right? Whenever you have time. All right. So let's see what makes sense here. Hotness roadmap. See, this hotness roadmap needs to turn into tasks, right? So I'll do that. Oh, one really, really important feature of this thing is you can just pop out notes in view, and then you can pop them back in. So like I can actually edit my tasks while looking at this note, right? So I'm going to add task. I'm going to add some tasks while I look at the note. All right, so revisit logic, visit and return. Yes. And return features to spec. Okay. So we don't care about that. Basically my goal is to delete this node, hotness roadmap. I'm converting this into tasks. That's a good AI feature. Anyway, exposing path, merge with hop back. Oh, okay, cool. Expose semantics of Walker path, perhaps a hopback feature, i.e. revisit, question mark. It's to consider when doing that spec. Okay, that's good. Queue visit versus visit. Oh, right. That's right. We never finalized that. Decide whether finalize visit visit semantics should block or not block. And block or not block is not the right terminology, but I'll know what it means. Of course, this is just, should it happen immediately like a continue or a break, or is it something that should be queued up by default? And we should expose semantics where you can decide for a queue visit and a visit. So that's a big one. These are done. That's done. This is done. This is decided on for now, i.e. done. Create edges, then connect semantics, allow. Yep. This is done. Wait, no. This is not done. This is not done. Allow using pre-created edges in connect operator. Okay, cool. So that's logged. Use a root. This is done. This is done, and that's done. Okay. This is important, actually. I'm going to keep this note around. This is notes. Notes from team on Jack's audience. I need to synthesize this into a doc at some point, or maybe I can have someone that's working on the project synthesize it into a doc. Okay, good. Jack roadmap. See, I don't have a reasonable structure, right? Because this is the Jack Jasecki items. This is the backlog of items for Jack and Jasecki. But I have an arbitrary structure because in the doing, when you're doing, it's messy. When you're doing, it's messy, and it's necessarily so because you can't stop to think and stop to plan every 2 seconds or you're going to stop doing. So what you do is you let it be messy. You get the stuff in. You add it as a subtask randomly anywhere, and then you wait until the next time you really can think and plan at a higher level of thought than the knocking stuff out doing. So that's what we have here. Like, these things don't necessarily fit. This isn't a reasonable subcategory. So I'm going to pull these out because it's another distinct, project to actually organize these into groups of initiatives or milestones. And then you can prioritize based on milestones. And then within each milestone, you can prioritize based on each item in that milestone. That's what I want to do, but I'm not going to do all of that. Sometimes it's more to take out a lot of time to do stuff, but I want to actually get in and just build some stuff once I have a little idea of what's most important, right? I already have it in the back of my head, but I want to see it in context of everything that's going on here. The Jack roadmap. This is going to go away because that's not reasonable. Notes from team on Jack audience. Okay. Then we have backlog. See? More mess. Sort out tokens. All right. I'm just going to move all this stuff out. Okay. Let's move it all out into one big messy list. And then we'll start categorizing. And I'm going to let the groups emerge. Okay, so now we've got, that feels cleaner, yet it's strictly cleaner because there used to be an impression of organization, but it was actually adding to the complexity and the confusion. And now we just removed that fake mirage of organization. So we have one clean list of mess, right? So I'm going to try to make this organized and reasonable. These don't have that much. This is all good. There's also an expand all. So I can expand all and then just reason about it. There it is. Okay. So world map's good. This team stuff, I'm not dealing with that right now. That's really messy. It's really messy at the top. It's old. This is clean. It's just the decks. And then Myca's good. These stuff are good. Prof stuff. This is good. Responsibility backlogs, fine. I don't care about backlog. Okay, now this is really where the mess is. So, all right. So this is easy. There's the build ecosystem. VS Code migrations. I'm going to create a group for that. Let's get this down. All right, so there's a group for that. This goes into that bucket. Allow using pre-created edges and connect. This is core language. Design / features. So let's create a group for that. Allow users to put that in there. Finalize visit semantics, core language feature. Expose semantics of Walker path, core language feature. Revisit, core language feature. So my process is going to be go through each item. I think about the category that item should live in respect to the whole project, and then move things into those categories. At that point, we can do a deduplication, right? Because there's going to be some redundancy in the mess of doing and entering, that's the steady state, the common state. There's going to be some, re-entering slightly different variations of essentially what might be the same task. And so there might be some deduping that you need to do, deduplication. So first, let me just get the buckets, and then in each bucket, the dupes should emerge very obviously, right? There may not be dupes, I don't even know, but that's kind of my algo. That's my algorithm. All right, organize spec building session with Jamel. Let's call this Jack Lang Jaceki. That's its own category. Jaceki architecture. Oops, yeah, that's right. Jack Lang Jaceki architecture. This goes into that bucket. Make tweaks to reference docs. Documentation. We need a group for that. / education. All right. This goes into documentation. This goes into Jack Lang architecture. This is check Alexi's PR. Start on backlogs for extension and Jack Lang core. I'm going to abandon that. This makes sense. Figure out website plan. This really should be in the impact mission. Impact mission, figure out website plan. Okay. Digits should probably go in self, in the self. So this is in the wrong category. Let's just get it into the self. All right. Let's see. Implement path limit construct for Walker's history of nodes. That is core language, right? Yeah, let's put that in core language. Okay. Have a command that's like black that walks. This was actually completed. Get Python AST load pass done. Let's see. Okay. Let's create another group. We might eliminate groups if they're too small. We might rebalance the group. IR magic. Okay, we're going to put this in IR magic. Expand and improve on parser errors. Let's do that in IR Magic. IPython? Shit. This is the build ecosystem. Okay. Achieve Sentinel Register. Ooh, that's a big important one. That is Jack Lang Joseki architecture. Solution VS Code awareness impulse links in a workspace. That's build ecosystem. It's being worked on by some smart people. Let's see. Slack just exploded. Not exploded, but something came up. Pavi. Okay. Add type var statements. This is core design, but this is probably not going to happen right now. It's a very easy task. It's very easy. It's just adding a syntax to the language that supports the Python. Well, let me not say it's easy. It's easy intellectually, like from a design standpoint or from an engineering standpoint, but it's not. But it is going to be a lot of code line changes probably. Anyway, write guess game jack tutorial. I never did do this, but this is documentation. .gen to VS Code extension support. Oh, this is a ecosystem for sure, but okay. Smart.gen that takes in list. Yeah, this was done. That PR is merged. Great diagram showing all passes documentation. Docs for the CLI tool. This is done. Oh, wow. Good. Okay. Notes from team on Jack's audience. This is probably impact strat. Do I call it impact strat? Impact mission. Okay. I'll fix this later. But this is pretty complex. It's a lot of stuff. Okay. So these are my groups. Now all I'm going to do is collapse all, and I'm going to think about which of these groups is a big priority. What I want to work on, what my gut is telling me, actually is IR Magic. I want to work on this task. This is a very important task. It allows us to absorb into one AST tree. It's convert Python programs into Jack AST programs. So it'll be legitimate Jack. So it's kind of like having the front end of the Jack compiler be able to basically ingest Python AST. We already do that. We already ingest Python AST, but we need to also transpile that to Jack AST, which means that we can build one giant AST of an entire project, mixing Jack and Python code arbitrarily. So I want to work on that, dude. So I'm going to put a focus there. But to be quite honest, I want to work on that because it's intellectually interesting. It's probably something that very few people have ever done, at least with Python. Well, I don't know. Maybe that goes a little far, but it's intellectually interesting. And it's a nice feature for the ecosystem. But beyond that, this is a very big priority. So I'll probably do some of this today too. This, I do need to do that. All of this stuff is so important. Oh yeah, but that should be like, let me just do, you can focus groups too, and the groups will appear. And then you can sort them. So if I wanted documentation to be first, I could just do this. But I want IR Magic to be first. All of this stuff is crazily important, but today I'm going to work on this one. And then in documentation, there's some stuff missing. I'm going to just highlight the actual tasks as to be on my focus list. So diagram and Y jack. Okay, there's that. And then there's also do comparative analysis of other great readmes and create outline for Jack's readme. If I can do that, that'd be great. I'm gonna come back to this throughout the day and revisit. All right, let's do that one as a focus. Now I've got these 4 focuses inside the context of this piece, this part of my world. But in the context of my whole world, let's see our full focus list, which for those things will appear. I'm gonna not focus this for today. Why? There's no urgency. So that's the Forbes AI stuff. Sort out token for VS Code extension. No, well, Yiping already did this. So I'm gonna save myself the mental bandwidth. Notes from team on Jack's audience. I'm not gonna do anything with that today. Read out loud. My mantra. I know health is the foundation of all things. I think I will think about that and what I will do in accordance. Alcohol drains intellect and energy. That's my daily mantra. Okay, I read that. That's done. And then email churn through. I might just do an email skim to make sure nothing's on fire. Nothing's on fire. Nope, no fires. Nothing that needs me to reply to it. Let me also make a professor task that just came from my email. Chat with Lingja about Fuse 2 plan. So that's a focus because there's an email thread. Let's go back to focus. All right, cool. So this is my focus. Next up though, I'm gonna work with Pavi on IR magic. So now I shouldn't need to look at plan for a while, unless I'm trying to populate my focus. That's it. Just see what to focus next until like a day or 2 from now, where I actually go scrub the plan. Now, this was a long scrub. It was long because I haven't scrubbed it in 2 weeks. So it was getting out of date. I was just dumping things in. But when you scrub it, even every other day, the scrub could take 15 minutes, you know? It's a really good habit. Oh, way to go nailing down, blah, keep riding that productivity wave and get your Python AST pass done. You've got this. Dude, this is a case of like the AI really working. I finished the thing, I checked, like the AI said something to me. It said something relevant, right? This is encouraging me. This is great. So that's cool. That's cool. All right, I'm gonna show Lingja. So I'm gonna screen cap this, and then I'll just send it to her like, this feature is really cool. I think it's actually live in the production version. If you guys want to check it out, strongly recommend it. Everything I use in this video is free forever, like, you know. So, and that's the mains. That's the mains of what to use. All right. Okay, let's see. Now I'm gonna switch gears, do some hacking with a buddy. All right. So, Cool. All right. So I'm gonna switch gears now.